In this movie, I'm going to create an icon for my client's website. She's a jewelry designer and needs a little fancying up of her web page for her events. So I'm going to make a little graphic to go along with some text on her event page. Since I don't have a proper branding icon or logo here on this site for Bucktown Arts Fest. Yes, that's why I'm doing it, because I don't have a proper logo. So I'm going to make one now. So I'm going to begin by zooming in on my Mac, Command plus. Click to be selected, Command plus, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks about right. So I zoomed in 9 times, and I'm pressing on my Mac Shift Command 4, and I am making a screenshot. Click and drag. There is my little screenshot. It's not cropped perfectly, but it's not chopping anything out, so that will work. And then I will toggle into Photoshop and open the most recent screenshot on my desktop and convert it into the working space. I'm going to zoom in, Command plus, and reposition my work, press the space bar, and what? Oh, my workspace is kind of cattywampus because I was just on a projector a little while ago, and I'm going to resize that. Okay, let's fix this up real quick. I should have that saved as a workspace, or I thought I did, but yeah. Okay, now my workspace is rearranged, and I'm going to clip this out, or more precisely, I'm going to crop it more properly to what I think the proportions are for the design I'm creating. So I'm using the crop tool, and I'm just kind of eyeballing here how I want this to be cropped. Bring it in a little bit more on the right side. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to bring the bottom down and stop there. Okay. Save the file as, file save as, and I'm going to save it into the clients folder as Buck Arts Fest, and click save. Next, I'm going to toggle back over here and grab some text from the website. And actually, I can just take the URL here, copy that, toggle back over, and I will use the type tool to set the text. Clicking, I can see a giant flashing cursor, way too big. Bring my type down to 18, that looks about right. And paste, it's still too big, Command Z. I'm going to bring it down smaller to 12. I can tell I don't have the right font. Bring it down. Before I bring it down any smaller, I want to give something more Bucktowny. It looks like Chaparral will work, and paste again. Much better. Bucktown on one line, Arts Fest on the other. I will recreate the B in Bucktown and make the words Art and Fest 2 words. Arts Fest, and I'm going to check and see. Oops, I zoomed out by accident here. Let me zoom back in. I'm going to check the spacing here. Make sure. I'm going to zoom out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9. That looks about right. And it is Arts Fest 2 words in capital. So I'll do that. Arts Fest. These items will probably be easier to work with if they are on 2 different lines right now. So I'm going to cut Arts Fest, just cut it, and I'm going to remove a line and go back to the text tool here, click below so I do not, having a little issue there, just trying to cancel the text one more time. Click, paste, Arts Fest. Okay, so these are now separate pieces. I will switch to the path selection tool, which I can not select anything with. I'll press V for the move tool. There we are. And Arts Fest, here is a good time to use auto select. I'm going to move Bucktown and then Arts Fest. Select Bucktown again, go back to the text tool, and if I can edit this type, I will also make it just bigger. I like the upper and lower case, so I'll click in the text field here at the top and use the up arrow. I made it 1 point bigger, switching to the move tool. Again, I'm going to click on that layer and move this over. That looks about right. If I really want to check myself, I could use some guides. So let's bring in the guides here. Command R for my ruler guides. I have the left guide placed, and I have the, really that's not the one I want. I want the right guide, and pretty close. Bucktown could be a hair bigger, but it's almost exactly right. So I'll go back to the text tool and I'll select Bucktown again, and I will make it 13.5. Beautiful. All right. And move it over with the arrow key on my keyboard. One could argue it was fine the way it was, but I'm just going to keep going with this. So now I'm going to look at my layers panel, and it will probably be easier if I make these into one piece. The text elements, that is, and here I've selected the top layer, and I will go ahead and, in fact, hide the logo. Make sure that I am choosing merge visible, and now the text is one piece, and it's also rasterized, which means that I cannot select on it and make it an edit to the text anymore. It's a thing, it's a pixel-based object now, it is no longer live text. Okay, back to the logo element, and don't think there's anything on that layer 1 anymore since I collapsed those layers, and Command T, I'm going to size my text out to the edge of the orange circle. See if I like that. Okay. And click and drag, holding the Shift key. Looks fine to me. It's probably also going to be smaller, and also I probably should have sized the text when it was still text. But this is a quickie, so be it as it may, I'm now going to crop it. Press the return key. I'll just flatten the image. Now it has a white background. Check the edges again, see if I want to crop it anymore. I might want to just bring it in a hair on the left. Let's do that. And like that. And a little more on the right. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to stop fussing. Command A for select all. Selecting all. Select all, Command A. And now I'm going to put an outline around it. So here we go. I'm going to put this, edit, fill, nope, stroke, yes. And I'll make it 3 points. Click OK. I'm going to save it. File, save. It is a flattened artwork called screenshot. Not the right thing. Save as. In my folder for my client work. And here I've just quickly changed the name by clicking on this icon. If you click on an icon, it'll change the name. Make sure I use the right one. And this is now the artwork for the Bucks Art Fest PNG, and I will save it and replace it. All this